Hey, so how's it going, guys? This is Rio Murata, photographer based in Tokyo. So, if you recall my previous video, which I traveled to Itou, located in Shizuoka Prefecture, I basically photographed a hotel, a famous hotel within that region, which is Hatoya Hotel. And on the first day, I basically did not shoot that hotel. I basically shot on the second day. On the first day, I basically traveled to a location called Omuro Mountain. And for people who do not know, within this Itou Shizuoka Prefecture, which is located 2 states under Tokyo, or you had Tokyo, Kanagawa, famous for Yokohama, and the state under that is Shizuoka Prefecture. And within this Itou region, Omuro Mountain is one of their famous landmarks, which used to be a volcano, if I'm right, which erupted roughly 4,000 years ago, and it now everything's stable, became a sort of like a sightseeing touristy location. And I thought it would be nice to just photograph that region or that area for you guys. And because my first day was chaotic, it was like rainy, it was cloudy, it was gloomy, I normally shoot photos with film using my Kodak 200 or maybe Pro 400H if I have, but it was too dark in a sense. So instead of using those two film stocks, I used Portra 800, which I snagged from Champ Camera when I last visited. Sort of like a expired film, which expired 1 year back. So I basically slapped that in my GW690. Just shot 8 exposures, no high expectations, to see what I can deliver for you guys. And yeah, video roll. Okay, so in the end, I kind of gave up on like shooting with film because when I like did a full lap, it became roughly 2-3 stops darker when compared to when I actually initially started. So I could not like stick another film stock like a Kodak Gold 200 or a Pro 400H into my GW690 because it was already too dark in a sense. And because it was starting to kind of rain, I kind of gave up on that. And that's actually one of the things that you have to like to keep in mind, that when you shoot with film, you're like stuck with one film stock, one specific speed. So if the weather, you know, changes dramatically, you can't change that honestly. And it's like something, it's like the only thing that you don't have control over compared to like changing like, you know, the settings of your camera. Like the weather, it's a flip of a coin. You don't know what will happen until you start shooting, and then you don't know what will happen during the end of the shoot. So this was actually a great experience because these, I guess, mountainous regions, the weather changes periodically at a really fast rate, so you have to like take that into account. And I was actually glad to shoot with Portra 800 because this is a film stock that I actually never shot in the past. And obviously in these kinds of like scenarios when it's like really dark, gloomy, color negatives don't do that well. However, if it was a sunny environment, I would love to like try again in a sense, because that's actually where color negatives shine in my opinion. And adding on to that, because I'm not a monochrome user, I guess these types of like high contrast, gloomy types of scenarios, instead of color negatives, I think monochrome would have done much better in a sense, because you have more like variations in terms of like choices. You have like Delta 3200, you have like, you can have HP5, you can push it up to 3 stops or so. So you have like more options with black and white. And I think this type of sort of like scene where it's like really cloudy, really gloomy, I think monochrome would have been the better choice, but I only had Portra 800 during this time. So yeah, that's it on my video of talking about shooting with Portra 800 on my GW690 at Omuro Mountain. So yeah, it was actually a great experience like photographing with Portra 800, because I never had experience shooting with Portra 800 because it's like really expensive, but because it was expired, it was like 30% discount, so that was actually affordable in my mind. And honestly, like I said, I keep saying this over and over again, film does, especially color negatives, does especially well when the sun is out. On the other hand, if the sun's not out, I think I can't get a great result from it. But that's sort of like my personal bias on this topic, and I wish it would have been sunny, so probably I would have gotten better results. But if you're ever in this region of Itou, I highly recommend like visiting this Omuro Mountain, because the landscape is, and the scenery is really exceptional in my mind. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it informative. If you have any questions, please leave it in the area below. Happy to reply, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Peace out.